talking about good and bad side of life brings to mind the name Brightence, yeah? And like I keep saying, is one name synonymous to the fact that you don't need to suffer for something that is not actually any fault of yours here. You pay for power supply, but you don't really have it at the end of the day. So he comes around just to help you cushion that, that negative side by providing you with an alternative. So he's there. Like we all know, Mr. Brightence is a name when it comes to, power alternatives. So Mr. Brightence, good morning to you once again, my brother. Yes, I would have shaken you, but
This is
no, it's not Ebola. No, it's not Ebola. This is coronavirus. So we just did that part. It's not COVID-19, no. It's COVID-19. All right, so let's talk about your new products and this one prices for your products. Then let's talk about your automatic changeover device as well.
Yes, you see, in Brightence Electronics, like I always say, it's a research establishment where we go into power generation, alternative power supplies, and renewable energy. And I want Nigerians to know that in this trying period that we are, people are saying stock up food stuff in your house, stock up. And when you don't have power to power your refrigerator, then there's a challenge. And I want to say something that if you keep warming vegetable soup in slogan, it will become agbo. So that's why you need constant power.
And that's for malaria.
Yeah. So I want to let you know that Brightence Electronics is still selling product at promo discounted prices. And if you want to buy our product, but the only challenge we have now is that the product is becoming is depleting by the day, and we cannot meet customers' demand.
Oh, wow.
And another problem we're having now is like the solar panel, like I always say, is a panel that was manufactured in China before the coronavirus outbreak. What we did was that we did a research work on the Nigerian weather and then took it to China to make a panel that is customized for the Nigerian weather, so that the panels will serve for those in the northern part of Nigeria and the ones will serve for those in the southern part of Nigeria and the middle belt. They are all different kind of solar panels. However, the problem we're having now is we can't even ship some of this material through cargo air, neither can we pass it through the sea. The seaport has been completely grounded. So we are having these challenges, but be that as it may, we are still trying to maintain our promo price so that it doesn't look like because of the coronavirus issue, we are increasing price because the demand is becoming the demand is now more than the supply. No, we still try to maintain our integrity as a manufacturing company in Nigeria, find a way to cushion the effect of the coronavirus outbreak and the stay-at-home order. So I want to let Nigerians know that if you want to buy the said product, this is the best time to come for it, so that when you are at home, you can have power to listen to news, to watch what is going on around you, so that you can keep updated, especially now that we are having epileptic power supply in the country. So if you want to get the constant power, you can use the Brightence inverter, the battery, solar panel, the solar charge controller. In combinations can give you constant power supply depending on the number of batteries and solar panels you can afford. You have 24-hour supply, but it will power your fan, televisions, ACs, borrow, deep freezers, depending on the kVA you are buying. So we have a promo platform where if you make a minimum deposit of just 50,000 naira, we will allow you to make the money payment within 4 months on installment payment plan. But all that is because you make a deposit of 50,000 during the promo season, then it means we will keep the product for 4 months. So even when the promo is over, you are still going to buy the product at the same promo discounted price. That's the benefit. But for those who want to buy it at higher purchase, it means you make down payment of 60% of the normal price, not promo price, and pay the remaining 40% within 3 months. So that's how the higher purchase goes. But if you are a customer who has been using our product previously and now you want to upgrade to something that will power more electronics like ACs or borehole, you can return the one you bought before. As long as our product, you can trade it back in. Then if maybe you are using our product, you introduce 6 of your friends to buy from us, we'll give you the next kVA upgrade free of charge. So there are some of the incentives that we do in this season. Then for those who want to know about the Brightence automatic changeover, it's a device that is installed for security issues, which means if you have the Brightence automatic changeover and they restore your public power, it can switch off your generator and take you to national grid effortlessly. You don't need to get up from your sleep. Or maybe you want to be able to switch on the gen from inside your house and switch off the generator from inside your house at your comfort and convenience. That one is the Brightence power switch for generator. So there are two separate devices, but they are recommended for you, especially this time we are having insecurity challenges where you don't have to go out of the night to go and offer your gen when they bring public power to avoid a situation whereby you may run into miscreants or criminals.
Okay, Brightence, I'm going to get up the screen for a bit now. You just struck a chord, yeah? Have to do with challenges you are going through right now as regards border shutdown and closure and all of that. No thanks to this dreaded COVID-19, ravaging the earth. Now, if this situation should linger on for more than, more time than expected, like for well, let's not even imagine it. Let's say for like till the end of this year. Till the end of this year, yeah. Like when I say till the end of this year now, I'm talking about like maybe August or July or something. How do you intend to manage? How do you intend to go about how to get your materials that you use in producing?
Yeah, you see, the problem here is definitely we pray not to experience such.
Absolutely,
but
yes.
if it happens, we may end up being grounded too.
Oh boy!
Because if you look at even some of the foreign companies abroad, they are all shutting down. Now look at something.
But China is coming back. Yeah.
That is where the funny clause is.
Yeah.
It's health-wise, the world is shocked.
Yes.
Watching China doing that.
Yeah. Because they seem to be the only country right now who are back on their feet and back into production, doing mass production of virtually everything you can imagine, like in the days of yore. So it comes across also funny and so strange. Yeah.
Because if I'm to look at that as a medical doctor registered with Nigerian Medical and Dental Council, it's quite challenging health-wise, and it's I don't know how to put it. It's a strange development in terms of the nature of the coronavirus infections. So the world is watching to see, but the truth remains that if this problem continue, like in Africa where we have limited standard health facilities, if not this COVID-19, I think the loophole in the medical sector in Nigeria when it comes to the hospitals, equipment, and what have you, it is this coronavirus now that is exposing challenges.
Yeah, bringing to the fore.
You understand? Yeah. So our greatest fear is if these infections continue. Remember, some states are already shutting down their borders.
Yeah.
So there is no way we can move anything. Even if we decide to find an alternative way to start developing some of these products locally here, we will still face challenges of moving the product here and there because
that might lead to you guys shutting down.
Yeah, so that will may lead to us shutting down completely.
We just hope and pray it doesn't get to that point, at the end of the day, because that will be very very disheartening and sad.
Let me say something. This is the reason why in Brightence Electronics Company we will be clamoring for government support, where many Nigerians to invest. If it was a company that maybe the government invested into the company, or we had serious-minded investor to invest ab initio before this outbreak, we could have been able to afford to buy the machines that will be producing the solar panel itself.
Rather than sourcing from overseas.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the good news you have on ground. Yes, could you tell us about your Brightence alternative booster for pressing irons? Yeah, and let's look at your inverter batteries for solar panels, solar charge controllers from your ends. Checking if they are same with others we have in the market.
You see, the most important advantage of buying anything from Brightence Electronics is that it's made in Nigerian product. So that means nothing will last forever, actually. So if it develops fault or another says repair issues, bring it back to the company. A company that claims to have manufactured a product should be able to fix it if there's a problem with it. And if we cannot fix it, we replace it. So I want to let Nigerians know that buying anything from us, you must have value for your money at the end of the day, because the company is with you here in Nigeria. So I want to let Nigerians know that one of the striking advantage, for example, of our solar panels, now that we are approaching the rainy season, is that it's a solar panel that does not drag thunder lightning. and that makes it as unique and different from the ones in the market. And the ones in the market, if they are inferior quality, they will be dragging thunder. You need to re-earth the house, you need to put thunderstorm arrestor there. But in our panels, those things are not necessary. Then the inverters we sell, they have inbuilt thunder resistance facility also, but there's a number of times the inverters can withstand thunder effect. But if you know in your house you don't have a good earthing, you will let us know so that our engineers can help you re-earth the building, or put a thunderstorm arrestor for you if you have an inferior solar panel. So, but another thing I want to let Nigerians know that the inverters, the batteries, the solar panels, the charge controller all have warranties. The shelf life of the solar panel is 20 to 25 years. We give a manufacturer warranty of 2 years. While for the inverter, battery, and the charge controller, we give manufacturer warranty of 1 year. Then again, the Brightence alternator booster is a device that is designed for people who are into laundry services, tailoring, fashion designers, or you have a hotel where you have a laundry service department. You need to buy the Brightence alternator booster so that each time you plug what we call heat element electrical materials like pressing iron, boiling ring, electric kettles, it will reduce the surge and the feedback effect going into your generator. No matter how big your gen is, you will observe with time, it will be struggling to power borehole, start struggling to power your freezers, start struggling to even power your ACs because of the effect that you have been using your heat element materials, because you are using pressing iron, ring boiler, or boiling ring. So if you don't want the gen to develop problems, you need to use the Brightence alternator booster. Therefore, those who want to buy the Brightence energy bulb, it's an LED super safe energy bulb, comes at 5 watts and 12 watts. What we simply did was to increase the brightness of the bulb and reduce the power consumption, the input watt of the bulb. So if you have the 5 watt, for example, the 5 watt is far brighter than the conventional 18 watt energy bulb in the market, while the 12 watt is far brighter than the conventional 40 watt energy bulb in the market, or 100 watt incandescent bulb in the market. So if you have this bulb, the advantage is that if you are using your prepaid meter, because it comes as 5 watts, it will reduce your power consumption rate, and then your prepaid meter card will not get exhausted on time. If you are using the analog meter, it also helps you not to have accumulated B at the end of the month. For your inverter, battery, solar panel, it also helps you so that it will reduce the rate at which the batteries are being drained. Then as for the surrounding light, it will also reduce your fuel and diesel consumption rate when you use it for your surrounding fence light, or your hotel, or the buildings, or your surrounding lights in your event center. So to reduce your fuel and diesel consumption rate.
Okay, Brightence, I think you have said it all this morning on the show. We are going through partial lockdown now, so no more trainings for the now. No more
we are still doing training programs.
You are still training people now?
Yes, we are. We are still training people.
I thought the partial lockdown was...
No, the components for trainings are available in large quantity.
All right.
So people who come to learn, the whole idea first is you will receive theory lectures. Okay. Because not everybody is grounded in electrical electronics. So
people still come on board.
Yeah, they still come on board.
So tell them how to get to your phone numbers and your address and distributors, you know.
All right, Brightence Electronics Company is located at number 30 Federal Government Guest College Road, number 30 Federal Government Guest College Road, near UBTH in Ugbowo, Benin City. We open our office only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday only from 10 o'clock in the morning to 5 p.m. in the evening, because we use our Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday to do production of product and to install for those who have already paid based on our staff strength. So if you want to get further details, you can like Brightence Electronics Company Facebook page or type the website www.brightence-electronics.com. The phone numbers has been on the screen. You can give us a call.
Yeah, Bobby, thanks so much for stopping by. Hopefully, we will have you again here next week Saturday and every other program we have on the show. Yeah,
thank you so much.
Because there's nothing that's been able to spread the good news for both here and then every now and then. All right. So thanks also. When you do your training, you mark out space, because right now no gathering should be more than 10 people, so the government says, and it's for our safety. But hopefully we know we will be past this in a bit.
Amen.
It will be a thing. It will be a thing of the past. It will be story to tell our children here and on. Right.